everyone, welcome back to SoSew with Elishama, a series where we go over tips and tricks of how I make some of my outfits for dance or just out and about. So today's episode is going to be all about making more from less. So let's go ahead and get started. So first we're going to start off with this piece of fabric that I have from a previous garment, and it's about a yard to a little bit more than a yard. There's also no stretch, and I chose to try to make this work without a zipper. From here, I'm going to take a pencil skirt pattern that I drafted myself from a pencil skirt that I already have. And at this point, I'm considering making this a long skirt, so I just extend my trace for when I cut the fabric. Next, I go ahead and take some old scraps of nylon spandex fabric and decide to use this to cut out spacers for the side seams. Now, nylon spandex has 4-way stretch, so ideally, I'm thinking this will work in the way that I want it. I make the spacers the width of the ruler so that I can get a nice good stretch. This is what it ends up looking like. Then, I sew the spacer onto the side seams, like this. Now, the first time I tried this, I actually ended up doing one of the panels upside down, so I had to go back and correct it. Now, this is me playing with the skirt and just trying to decide what I'm going to do next. In the end, I decided to shorten the skirt, even though I really like the original length. So perhaps I'll go back one day and actually make the long version of the skirt. Next, I used a top piece of a pattern that I got from Edgewater Avenue, and I'll also link that pattern down in the description below. Now again, because this fabric is not stretchy at all, I have to do the same thing I did with the skirt to the top and add spacers on the side seams. Now, to be honest, I don't know if spacers is the correct terminology for this, but that is what I'm going to refer to it as. Or perhaps it might just be panels. I'm cutting out panels and using them as a way to stretch the garment so that I have a little more wiggle room since I do not have a zipper on hand. But anywho, after I'm done sewing the top together, I start playing with another little piece of leftover fabric to see where I could possibly place it, and in the end I decided to place it on the shoulder part of the top. And after cleaning up the edges, I had a completed outfit. Now I would definitely make this outfit again, but with stretchy fabric like a scuba crepe knit would be ideal, and I'd also use an invisible zipper. But since I didn't have an invisible zipper on hand and I really just wanted to make something with what I already had, this ended up being a nice, quick, simple, easy garment to make. So overall, I'm happy with the way this came out, and I look forward to trying this again with some different fabric. But thank you so much for watching this quick episode of SoSew with Elishama. Definitely feel free to drop down in the comments and tell me what you think, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Nos vemos. Ciao.